It's LSU week, and it's gonna be fire. Saturday night is do or die. Let's go. How are you doing? Hey, Alabama fans, Roll Tide. Welcome to LSU Week and welcome to Tight Sports, an Alabama football megacast. We are the people's Crimson Tide broadcast, where we talk all things Alabama football, other Alabama sports, and all the little matters and things that get in our way of getting to our next title. Tide fans, you know how special you are to me. May God keep you all. Please don't forget to add me to your YouTube viewership and list at the button down there. List to the channel and pound that like button. The channel has grown to over 350, I want to say 1,000, not yet, 350 subscribers, and we're on our way to 3,000. Tell others about the great stuff you hear about around here on Around the Herd. Hey, folks, really quick. People are doing these black bracket projections, you know, who's going to be in the playoffs, who's going to be there. Many do not like or want to see the Crimson Tide on the list. I mean, several people think, you know, that losing to Vandy is an apparent disqualifier. Them folks up north. Everybody around here know what's going on with Vanderbilt. Well, the Tide it's going to be 11 on the polls. They're included in the brackets for that reason, and the Tide's strength of schedule. I don't know what they don't understand. The Tide with 2 losses is in, period. If the Tide loses another, I say they're out. But it's not my decision either. But here's a ranking that I really, really don't understand, to be honest with you. How can a team be ranked in the top 20 in either poll, coaches poll, AP poll? How can they not be in the AP or the coaches top 20? You know, based on how the team has played miserably, but that team still remains in the top 20 in the recruiting rankings. I mean, how much does that cost? I mean, let's take Michigan, for instance. Michigan is 5-4, 5-2 in the conference, which puts them at 10th or 11th in the Big Ten. How is that 2025 class still ranked 10th in the nation? Make sense of that if you can. What are these parents, you know, what do you got to pay to keep people loyalty to mediocrity or worse in some cases? I figure it could be, you know, that may help your child not to get in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? If they become bad enough. But I guess it's all on you when you get there. But I think these schools are being played, period, in my opinion. There's a big difference between potential with you on board, we can do it all. And then there's a difference between, you know, getting played. And when that coach get axed, you got to start your college career over elsewhere. But that's just something I don't understand. Welcome in, folks. Now let's talk about something real important like Alabama football. Today I was listening to the pressers for LSU week. And right off the top, I have the Crimson Tide winning this game. I think I know how, but all I can do is really hope for a W. I know, because, you know, any given Saturday you can win or you can lose. Offensive coordinator, I call him Slick Rick Sheridan. He talked about their activities over the bye and reflecting on not making the same mistakes and getting as healthy as possible. Of course, prepping for LSU. Slick made a very true statement, however. He said, whoever uses this time the best will win the game. A very profound statement. and it's obvious as a nose on a face. During the Q&A session, it was noted that LSU is top 10 in sacks. So it was like, hey, Slick, what you going to do about them to keep them off of Milroe? He said that it's best to stay away out of obvious passing situations. Now, I agree with that. Now, we can't avoid all obvious passing situations, but trying to do so would be, a step in the right direction. Next thing he said that he wanted to be efficient on first and second down and that he wanted to maintain balance to keep them guessing. I think balance is overrated if you take a pesky, an aggressive, and speedy defense like LSU's and run the ball on them effectively. Then you can definitely keep them off your quarterback. I gleaned from this comment that Slick does not plan on calling on Jalen to throw the rock 45 times like he did against the Vols. So maybe learning is taking place. Let's hope. Is this our identity now? Are we going to run the ball, going to pound them like we did Mizzou? 65% run and not attempting more than 24 passes. I say 24 because if I say 25, people want to do 26, and 26 sound like a pick. 26 sound like a pick in there somewhere. I don't want to do that. Next, Sheridan wants to see if the offense can get off to a fast start and control the crowd. Now, that's a two-sided coin, but in our case, does that mean picking up some first downs, taking the crowd out of the game? Maybe with our personnel that could be passing the ball right or left, short or deep to take the crowd out of the game? I suggest you don't do that. Let's go with pounding the ball. Let's get them quiet. Let's make it a real boring, painful game for LSU's players and a real painful watch for their crowd. But that's not, I think that we could just take control of the crowd by controlling the clock and just making it real boring. A major theme of Slick's presser was that they wanted to worked on execution and playing clean, fast, and confident. And unlike another Tide coach, buddy, you know who you are, who said that the kneeling crowd noise would not be a problem. It was a welcome sound to hear that Sheridan has been working on improving communications. Because he stated that it did cause a problem at Tennessee and that they must be better. Thank the Lord for that. Tide Nation, which stadium you think is loud? Is it Tennessee or LSU? Tennessee got that big crowd, but that LSU, man, it puts teams in an acoustic disadvantage. They had an evil architect who loved that program a lot when they did that. They made that thing right. I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, that's that whole earthquake game and all that stuff. You got to have some structural things working for you to make that happen. And I'm not a builder. I just own a hard hat. But hey, him admitting that's the first step in fixing the problem is to admit that you have one. Unlike the other coach on the staff, not named DeBoer, not named Womack, not named Sheridan. So over the bye, they have been working on executing at a high level and learning and growing through all the successes and failures. Personally, I feel that we have to put our best foot forward, and that's just grinding this defense down with a run game and then take calculated shots at the defense, especially when we get into one-on-one situations with our receivers, because can't nobody handle our stuff. If they can sit on our zone, they can sit in the zone and stop our running game, or we choose to, fit the balls in real tight windows, it's going to be a real long night for the Crimson Tide. And you can see me melt down right here in this chair on Tide Sports. No. I'll be on at kickoff, but there's no need for people to watch alone by themselves in Athens and Selma and Slapout, Alabama. I would do a watch party right here as I normally do. It's therapy for me because being here for you, it keeps me from really just keeping these emotions inside. It's when I get irritated, I gotta say something. Let me talk. You know what I mean? And in most cases, I'm pretty even keeled, so the pain kind of creeps out real slow, real like it did during the Tennessee game. I kind of had hope, and then after eventually in my eyes, you can see I had no hope left, and I knew it was over. When it's over, it's over. And so then I listened to our defensive coordinator, Kane Womack. But unlike Sheridan, who does not say a lot and should not say a lot, Kane breaks everything down. He keeps it sweet and simple. on defense, he just gave 4 primary points. He said he places an emphasis, as y'all have seen, on taking the ball away. He didn't say sacks. He didn't say stuff in the run. He said taking the ball away because guess what they can't do with the ball? Score. The Tide has forced like 10 turnovers in the last 3 games. That's a good sign. Also, limiting explosive plays. Mizzou had 4. 3 of them on that last drive, we put all those subs in. And then I don't know if they got the 4th, we stopped them on 4th down when they put a couple of veterans back in to bolster up the defense there to keep from scoring. But I know they were limited at Mizzou, but I still think they've been improving over time. They had 15 game changers in the last game, but I know they usually shoot for 12. But with our offense, ending up with 15 would be a welcome sight on Saturday night. I mean, Coach Womack also said he's seen great improvement over time, in the 3rd down conversion. Over the past few games, they spent significant time on the break working on those 4 areas. And I like that. So basically, they're working on getting better at what they've already been getting better at. And that's what I want to hear. I've been saying the whole time. We've gone from people complaining about the defensive coordinator, how he needs to be fired, send him back to South Alabama. And now people got him taking over head coaching jobs. Why is that? Because those people that's hiring, they're looking at the numbers. However, with the players we have, the Tide really could take any scheme and win. With the players that are there, you just still have to learn it. It takes time. I wish I could say the same about our offense, but the identity just – I don't know what the identity is. I hope it's what we saw against Mizzou. I like that. The other stuff, that Tennessee stuff, I don't even see none of that. 45 passes. Now, Coach Womack, he did state that he feels our players understand the system better, and it's shown through the year. I think we'll see more improvement under the lights in Baton Rouge. That's red stick for all those who wanted me to translate that from French. Red stick. As far as LSU is concerned, Coach Kane knows that they are an explosive team. And he's known their offensive coordinator, Joe Sloan, and many other coaches on the team for many years. He complimented them for their work at LSU and other places. And I like the fact that he knows them. Hopefully, he will use this for our advantage. He compared Nussmeier to Carson Beck. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. There's positives and negatives there, as of late. I mean, but he just says that both are real aggressive with the ball. And I hope they stay aggressive. But he did say now, he uses that aggressiveness to make some big plays. But we have to use our scheme and the athleticism that we've recruited here to take advantage of that aggressiveness. The primary player to watch for for LSU after quarterback is Kyron Lacy. He's a playmaker, folks. He may be the best one we've seen at receiver. The guy at Tennessee is pretty good, but he may be the best one we've seen other than him. Yeah. But in this game, unlike people played around at Tennessee, and we got in, he couldn't get to his passes where they wanted him to go. And the Western Kentucky game, we had receivers and USF receivers running wide open. In this game, the wide receivers and the tight ends must be covered Saturday night. No slippages allowed. Well, at least not that many. And in case some of you are wondering, Coach did say that he's studying the LSU's game against TAMU, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. But when he said that, I said, you got to remember, and he kind of mentioned this a little bit, but if you watch that Ole Miss LSU game, Ole Miss was balling on defense. And what happened? Defense stayed on the field. Defense stayed on the field forever. And they gave out of gas in the 4th. I pray that we know that this is a recipe for failure. And I hope, like I said, we can do the Mizzou stuff. We should be. And I'm back. Hit the wrong button. Hey, PhD, thank you for joining me. She is saying that we should win this. Yeah, we should. We definitely should. But it all depends on who shows up. Now, I'll give my, little more detailed breakdown of where the team is statistically and how we match up with LSU later in the week. So stay tuned for that. Use that notification bell so you can stay in the loop. So right now, before I close out, I'm gonna start trying to make these shows a lot quicker. Nobody want to hear me for no hour, not yet. But switching lanes tonight, Alabama basketball kicks off. Yes, that's right. And who the first victim? I mean, the first team is UNC Asheville, the Bulldogs. They're coming in to play the second-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. They're going to meet at Coleman Stadium tonight. It's a regular season opener for both teams. Tip-off is scheduled at 9 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be 8 p.m. Central. That's right. The Crimson Tide is the number 2 team in the nation. And that's big news around the herd. Check this out. Coach Nate Oates is coming off Final Four appearance and he stated the following. This is the best roster we've had since arriving in 2019. Writers are saying that from spot 1 through 13, the Tide is deep. And that's bad news for all them SEC suckers and suckers from around the country. The Tide has a great team. Only 5 returning players. So they had transfers. You know that Porter boy. You get your little Final Four appearance trophy, your T-shirt, and your hat, and just transmute yourself over to somewhere else. But in the backcourt, Mark Sears is coming back. 6'1". I'm 6'2". Good gracious. 6'1", graduate point guard. He was AP second team All-American, All-SEC, first team. Averaged 21 and a half, 4.2 rebounds, 4 assists last season. If I had just worked on my handles, he became the first Division I player in 31 seasons to record 795 points, which was an Alabama record, 150 rebounds, 145 assists, and 95 three-pointers in a single season. People, it would take me a whole week to shoot 95 three-pointers and make them. I'm just going to put it out there. I don't practice, and my arms and shoulders get tight, and that's it. That's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, see, PhD. It's the time for unity. I didn't mention it, but yes, I did see the other team in the state. Then they came up on the losing side of things I don't know. They lost 6 people. I can't keep up with who they're losing to. Okay, continuing on. Also coming back on the team, Latrell Reisel. You may remember this guy. He was a 6'3" graduate guard, 8.9 points a game. But if you remember, he was kind of like a 6 man. He was splitting time with Nick Pringle. Pringle's gone to South Carolina. But you remember Reisel was the one. He used to go so hard in the tournament and during the regular season. You usually don't see concussions. He had 2 head injuries in basketball in the same season. We lost him during the round of 32. And I got to say, man, the way he put them 3-pointers up and we just like the Vinny the Microwave Johnson, he used to come off the bench, probably could have won one more game, if not the whole thing, with this guy in the tournament. And in the front court, returning Grant Nelson, 6'11", graduate forward, averaging 11.9 points a game, 5.9 rebounds, and almost 2 blocks last season. I mean, dude was like electric, ran the court real well, got up and down, and made some big splashes. Now, those are just a few players to watch out for if you watch the game tonight. And I maybe watch. I got another meeting after this, but gotta do some other stuff. And I may get the game on DVR, but there are definitely several new names to learn this year. Of the 13 scholarship players that Nate Oates has coming there this year, 8 of them are transfers or freshmen. Now, check this out. I learned this from listening to the presser when they began practice. The Crimson Tide have 6 players on the team that have already scored 1,000 points in their college careers. I don't know if y'all know what that means. That means you got some guys who know where the bucket is and know how to fill it up. Many of the freshmen are loaded with accolades and appear to be high flyers. You know, they high fly, it'd be above the rim. Some of them McDonald's, and if they Street and Smiths, do they still produce Street and Smiths? To the young folks out there, Street and Smiths was a magazine they still produce, or it's called Streets now. I don't know. Anyway, these guys got a lot of accolades. They come from all over the place, 4 stars, 5 stars, and they high flyers. You know, they play above the rim, just like your boy Tyke. and you know. That's where I stay, above the rim, just like Tupac. Uh, thought that would be funny. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. I don't want to hold you guys too long. I just wanted to chime in coming off this bye week. And remember to join us here every Monday at 7:30 on Around the Herd. We do Iron Bowl debates. They drop Wednesday at 6 and Friday morning at 8 a.m. right here on Tight Sports on YouTube and other places around your social media. I'm on Facebook over there somewhere. Just click on the notification bell. So when I drop a video or go live, you won't miss a thing. And with that, we'll see you the next time on Around the Herd, and tell all your football friends about us. And always remember, roll, tide, roll.